Okay, so it's Tuesday, and oh yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. Okay, so it's Tuesday, and this is just a quick update on our positions. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a money glitch trade that was put on yesterday. You can see it on the screen right now. This is a screenshot from yesterday. This trade was put on fresh, probably midday yesterday, Monday. And usually I hold these trades through the end of the week until they hit profit target or until the last couple days of the week. So this trade, you can see, this was put on yesterday, and about an hour or two after I put this trade on, there was a volatility pop. The market was kind of moving around a bit, and there's a volatility pop. And you can see how this pink line here, this is the pink 0-day line. This was a trade that was just put on yesterday. And when the trade was put on, this pink line right here at the bottom of it, the valley there, that was like resting right at the 0 line, or just slightly below the 0 line. But about an hour after I put this trade on, thanks to the volatility pop, this was the risk graph. It came up quite a bit, and so I took. I didn't close the entire position out. I closed out just half of it. So I booked profits on 50% of the trade, and then I left the other half of the trade on to see if we can milk any more out of it. This trade was put on again on Monday, with the hope being that the underlying, which is SPX, would move one way or the other. If there was a quick move up, you can see we have a lot of profit potential on this slope. If there's a quick move down, there's a lot of profit potential. And if volatility rises, there's profit potential with this thing coming up. So we got the volatility pop that gave us some profits, and we booked half of the profits, closed down half of the trade. But it's still kind of meandering around this area here. Even today, it's Tuesday about noon, so there's like an hour left in the market today. And it's still kind of in this area that I don't want to be in for the rest of the week, because as we progress towards the end of the week, these slopes here, maybe not this one. This one's probably fine because it's so high, but these two here, what do we call them? These sags. Those could become really problematic and could bring the whole thing down. I wouldn't be surprised to see those sags get close or even hit the 0 line by the end of the week. So the last thing I want is to be in this area as the trade progresses. And so tomorrow's Wednesday. That gives us 2 to 3 days. I don't really want to be in this area. I was hoping for a faster pop. If you remember the last couple days, the last 4 days, I think 4 or 5 days, there's just like a scream up in the SPX. Let's look at the chart real quick. Yeah, so here's the chart of the SPX. You can see that there's like, look at all these up days. I mean, big up days in the SPX. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7. So I was just expecting, I was surprised to see this big of a move, first of all, but I was expecting it to kind of pull back a bit after this big move up, which is why I placed this trade. You can see with this trade either a big move up. Well, I didn't expect it to go up, but if there was a continued scream up, we can make some profits. I didn't expect it to just stay right where it's at after that move. I expected it to come down, and if it came down, this trade, you can see that we would make profit on the slope going up, and then it caps out like around 3,000. So even if it crashes to 0, this trade would make 3,000. But instead, it's just kind of like sat in this area, and even today, it's still kind of sitting there. So I took off half the position yesterday, booked half the profits. So I want to give it one more day to see if it can move one way or the other, most likely down, and then just, I'll feel great for the rest of the week. Everything will be cool, and I'll make my profit. Worst case scenario is it crashes all the way down to 0. I got my 3K in. But because of this area here, and it's still kind of just meandering around in here, I put on a trade that I call the Hitch-Hiker trade. And hopefully this picture here, I'm going nuts in Midjourney. Actually, I'm spending a fortune in Midjourney, which is that AI image creator. It's incredible. And I just get sucked into that thing for hours on end. And then like I have all these thousands and thousands of images I've created and a big bill at the end of the month, but it's worth it. But anyway, so I created this image here from Midjourney, the Hitch-Hiker trade. And hopefully it's not offensive to you. And if it is offensive, my apologies. And here, I'll just slide this one in to kind of counteract the other one. Oh, God, that's not good either. Oh, crap. Here, just close your eyes for a second. Sorry about that. So anyway, back to this. This is called the Hitch-Hiker trade. And why it's the Hitch-Hiker trade is because I've found that, like, when I have, especially with bigger positions, when I have really big premium selling combo trades on combination trades, like butterflies, broken wing butterflies, iron condor-ish type of strategies, I found that with there being daily options now on the SPX, every day there's a new series out that expire that same day, that I can get in there and I can either kind of like wait for the first 30 minutes and see if it's going to be sort of a stagnant day, like today's kind of a stagnant day. Yesterday was as well. And and I can place on these 1 to 2 day trades like butterfly trades that are really super short term, but they have a high theta. And if it just sits there and trades in that same range, like throughout the day, it just kind of, I just stack it on top of these trades, stack on top of those bigger theta trades, and just milk out the profits from them like on a daily basis. So I did that yesterday on this trade. Actually, I put one in at the end of the day, and I got $50 out of it. Closed it, just kind of opened and closed it because the underlying SPX was just kind of like just sitting there doing nothing. So I stacked it on top of this trade, milked out like $50, and closed it before the market closed. Now, if the SPX had started to move one way or the other and like would have left that tent area, the iron condor tent area, I could have just kept that trade and turned it into a brand new money glitch trade, which is the plan with those. But as it turned out, the SPX just sat there, and I was able to milk that $50 out. So I opened and closed that for $50. Then I did the same thing today on this trade. I put another butterfly on and milked out about $100 today and closed it. So now we're getting towards the end of the day here, and we're still kind of in this area. There's like there's $150 that's not showing in this from those two Hitch-Hiker butterfly trades that I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm calling them the Hitch-Hiker trade is because they're like little short-term income generating trades that just kind of hitch on temporarily. Like I just kind of stack them on top of these bigger trades, with the plan being to just milk something out, give them a short ride, like somebody hitchhiking on the side of the road, you give them a short ride and then you drop them off. Except for this hitchhiker has a bunch of money in it that he gives me, hopefully. And in the worst case scenario, if the thing starts to move outside of the tent, if like I put a hitchhiker butterfly trade on, which I'll show you in just a second what it looks like, and the underline starts moving and leaves the tent, I can just take that tent and transform it into the opening stage legs of another brand new money glitch trade. So it's kind of a win-win. It's either you can get my money in and out real quick from the Hitch-Hiker trade, or if the worst case scenario happens, it moves one way or the other, I can just like kind of remove it from that bigger trade and make it its own trade, make it the first stage legs of a brand new money glitch trade. And after that thing's built, I can just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. So this was yesterday's trade after I took off yesterday's Hitch-Hiker trade, which I made an extra $50 on real quick in a couple hours. So that's yesterday. And now let's go to today. So here's the trade today earlier on, and you can see how these sags have been decreasing. They've been lowering. They're lower than they were yesterday. So they are sagging down, which is the problem if we stay in this area, which I'm trying to avoid. So this is the trade this morning, and it's not moving. That's the problem. It's just staying stagnant in this area, which is the worst area for this trade for this to be in. So what I did today was I threw on another Hitch-Hiker trade, and it was a butterfly trade that I put on that was like right in this area here, which helped out in a number of ways. It helped by taking this sag and propping up this sag, or counteracting this sag basically. And it's a super short-term trades that can expire the same day like today, or one-day trades, the ones that expire tomorrow. So the premium is coming out of them real quick. And again, we can just use these the plan is to use it as just a one-day quick burst of profits, Hitch-Hiker profits, and then get out of that trade and then deal with it again tomorrow. Maybe do it every day of the week. Or again, if the thing all of a sudden started moving one way or the other, the SPX went kind of nuts and left that tent, then we could just take that butterfly that I put on and turn it into a brand new money glitch trade. So this is the trade right before I put that today's Hitch-Hiker trade on. And now we'll go to a screenshot of the Hitch-Hiker trade. So here is the Hitch-Hiker trade by itself, not combined with the money glitch trade. It's just like it's just like a one-day butterfly trade. It has a lot of theta in it. It has a theta of $1,000 in it. The risk on either side it looks like it's around 1,800. And then combined, it looks like this. And again, so this is with the butterfly we just looked at. This is like just placed on type. It's hitchhiking on the bigger money glitch trade. And the cost of the butterfly, the risk we saw before, which was like around $1,800, you can see that it has caused these lines, the line that goes all the way down to 0 over here, and the line that goes all the way up to the moon. It's decreased the profit potential in those areas, but I'm not really concerned with those areas right now. And even if there were a crash, I'm still making $1,000. I still win either way. I just make less by taking those profits and moving them to use into this new Hitch-Hiker butterfly trade. And the Hitch-Hiker butterfly trade is going to generate premium really quick. So I got like $100 out of that. But you can also see how it's just totally counteracting those two sags that we were in. It's just propping them up. So I'm not so concerned, at least for the time that this trade is on for the rest of today. I'm not concerned with those two sags as I was. You can see right now the position is showing like 104 loss, but this pink line is bouncing around a lot with this type of a structure. So this was the Hitch-Hiker trade I put on. I milked another $100 out of that, and I just took it off like about 30 minutes ago. So here's the Hitch-Hiker trade right before I took it off. I made like $114 profit. It was showing you the current profit of $114. I just took it off, milked that $100 out of it, dropped the Hitch-Hiker off, and came back to this position here after the Hitch-Hiker was dropped off. So I put the Hitch-Hiker butterfly on for like a couple hours, got the $100 out of it, took it off, and then we returned back to the structure of the money glitch trade. And so the end of the day is coming today. I may make one more adjustment on this tomorrow. I'm trying to see if I can wait one more day and see if I can, if we can get some movement out of this one way or the other before this thing sags too much and starts causing problems. So I'll just watch it for the rest of today. There's about an hour left in the market. I may just hold this position overnight and then first thing in the morning see if there's a move either way tomorrow morning, or make some sort of adjustment to counteract those two sags right there. So that's it for today. Just wanted to introduce my new concept of the Hitch-Hiker trade. If you'd like to follow along with me on these trades, I'm doing a whole series on them. Tons of different setups, adjustments, tricks, techniques, like this Hitch-Hiker trade idea, which can be used with any type of option income strategy. And when you're trading with an underlying like the SPX, if you want to just take a minor little adjustment or a minor little hitchhiker, like a little kid hitchhiker, you could use the SPY so that your main position may be built on the SPX, and you can just milk little SPY hitchhikers out of it throughout the duration of the trade. So again, if you'd like to follow along with me on these trades, just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Just hit that subscribe button below, and also join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. That's it for today. We'll see you next time. Thank you.